Shalom. This is to all Israelite groups and all Israelite communities and all breakoffs from One West and breakoffs from breakoffs from breakoffs from breakoffs. No matter what rainbow uniform you wear, red, white, purple and white, all white, it don't matter. You should all treat the ISUPK like your weird, misunderstood Sabbaths. You shouldn't do anything until you counsel with the ISUPK. We'll tell you when and what to eat. We'll tell you who to marry. We'll tell you who to have sex with and how. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your wives. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your kids, your brothers, your sisters, your parents, your friends, everybody. We'll tell you when and how to pray. We'll tell you how to direct your life in a way that's pleasing to the Most High God of Israel and our Black King Yahushua, a.k.a. Jesus Christ. We will be to you instead of a God. Just like the Most High told Moses in Exodus 4:16 that Aaron would be to him instead of a mouth and he would be to Aaron instead of a God, that's what we'll do for you. It is what you all need because none of you know what the fuck you are doing. I pray you understand. Shalom.
Shalom. Back at it again, man. The Lord 57 annual Passover back at the B&H Ranch. It's going down, man. Hey, Shalom, Israel. We're back again in Houston, Texas at the B&H Ranch. It's going down this time for the 57th annual Passover. Let me tell you, man, it's going to be a glorious event, as usual, down in the Wild Wild West. This year, man, we're going to have everything at the ranch, man. The lamb slaughter, General Mahaiman's class, the children party going to be glorious, the black party going to be glorious, and you already know the Passover going to be amazing. And the Feast of Unleavened Bread is going to be here. It's going to be an amazing event. Come out. It's going to be $200 for everybody under 17. Make sure you pay that. You know what? We're really giving it away. You're getting too much for free, pretty much. This is a free Passover almost. $200 ain't nothing. So, man, I'm telling you, come out, support the truth. ISUPK.com, home of the truth. Hey, man, Passover.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my people. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right. One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. 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 I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never a home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe the slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. The fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show. We could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found. The time for your judgment is now. You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback No remorse in my blood slump. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cocktail. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in his dress. She a bombshell. Revenge is served cold. I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mad shooters. There was design 5 for our babies to pass through it. And the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Shalom, Israel, with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. And you know what time it is. It's the Lord's 57th annual Passover, and it's going to be held in Houston, Texas on April 4th. Don't forget, bring your family, bring your friends, because this is going to be the time that so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans can come under one roof in one house and to serve the Lord. It's that time. $200 per person. Don't forget, over the age of 17. Don't forget the Lord's Passover. It's coming.
Kingdoms ours, all the heathens forbidden. The chosen bow down to no one. It was written.
99 cents.
Yeah, keep going. We good. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Baking soda's only 99 cents.
Yo. There's pressure that comes with the block. You could end up inside of a box when you get your knob buzzed by a op after getting set up by a thought. Opportunity, it doesn't knock. No, that sound right there be the cops. Yep. And all of that stress that we talking still beats punching the clock. You think I want to sweep your floor from 8 to 4? Fuck, I want to take your orders for when your favorite star got an Audemars that's worth more than mama's car. Type of shit make you want to say fuck the law. When your rent's due and your piss poor, nigga, we don't even own our own corner store. So quarter waters cost a quarter more, huh? Want to be an entrepreneur? We want sign checks. We want work for ourselves. We want on the nets. You're too much of a threat when you're on your own assets. So the only thing they show us is how to be an outlet. So we won't connect. They say hi like hola. Listen to Hova. Whip up a Rover. Been watching Power. Tommy and Ghost, bruh. So I need some powder. Fish scale and soda for 99 cents.
It's hard to repent when you gotta pay rent. Baking soda's only 99 cents. Make it make sense, oh, make it make sense. Baking soda's only 99 cents. It's hard to repent when you gotta pay rent. Baking soda's only 99 cents. Make it make sense, oh, make it make sense. Yeah. See, the money is the motive. Repeat my history, crack cocaine is like the motif. It's plain and simple, way back then my mother hustled. It's in my blood, so I feel like it's time to grind. Just like the times when niggas lie. Hold up, back then was the bad days. Motherfuckers push mad weight, I was a crack baby. Tell me nothing about my mother and the struggle. See, I love it in the sluggish, trying to smoke when she hustle. Selling everything in the house, goddamn. She ain't give a damn about the scraps, goddamn. So my oldest brother had to man up, had to take care of us and the piece with 4 kids. And one on the way with no clip. No food in the fridge, on some post shit. Got food stamps from the neighbors. Ty worth ain't ask no favors. Late night he was shot bodegas. Over bread is some meat, some mayo. Kool-Aid had about 4 flavors. And when Ty went to cash out, Aki lashed out. Told him he'd take food stamps. $15 for that kid. Fuck all that shit. Then the young nigga noticed that it could be the coldest. Take back what they owed us. Whole world on the shoulders. No food in the kitchen but the stove work. $10 in the sack and he pointed to the back. Say, let me get that soda.
99 cents. It's hard to repent when you gotta pay rent. Baking soda's only 99 cents. Make it make sense, oh, make it make sense. Baking soda's only 99 cents. It's hard to repent when you gotta pay rent. Baking soda's only 99 cents. Make it make sense, oh, make it make sense. Yeah.
So let me get this shit straight. So I gotta go take out loans to go to school, to get a job, just to pay for the loans I took out in the first place? I'm looking at this arm and hammer like I should have a hammer in my arm right goddamn now. Shit ain't make no sense. Lord, make it make sense. Goddamn.
Baking soda's only 99 cents. Hey, it's hard to repent when you gotta pay rent. Baking soda's only 99 cents. Make it make sense, oh, make it make sense. Baking soda's only 99 cents. Only 99. Hard to repent, you gotta pay rent. Baking soda's only 99 cents. Make it make sense, oh, make it make sense. Baking soda's only 99 cents.
He parted the Red Sea, and the entire nation of Israel walked out of the slavery of
The ISUPK presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026 in Houston, Texas. You do not want to miss this one, Israel. Shalom.
I have 3 businesses that are selling on Shopify. Once I figured out that
They said free the Palestinians, then celebrate the death of Native Indians. How these other races gon' take us serious? They don't. It's silly thinking you can fight oppression with a vote. I'm so woke, I got sleep deprivation. Belly of the beast giving birth to a nation. You know how I feel to have culture and they take it. It'll never be peace. Tell them free the reservation. Till it's backwards. They don't know that they exist no more. Ever try reaching out for help and you just get ignored? Pick up vices like drugs, a child fill a void. They get a youth life sentence for a killing. He was just a boy. Niggas poor, what we living for? Life a gamble, it's like 10 or 4. Police hands around your neck, they just hit record. We in war, man, this ain't the norm. But you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know. Mama on the stage crying. She just lost her only son to gang violence. Pops level 4 yard talking through the vents. Have you ever tried to hug your loved ones through a fence? Have you ever been hated just because your skin? Have you ever worked all week and couldn't pay your rent? Life a trip to try and catch my balance. Every step feel like I'm walking backwards. Credit card, but God check the balance. I come from where it's weapons while my heart callous. They want you to fall weak, that's a war tactic. Look how we live, what's scarier than that? What you know about crossing the Darien Gap? Risk your life to live in hell or bury your kids. Either way, we gotta suffer and they just get rich. Life a bitch, why I waste time telling you that? Cause if you ain't a nigga like me, you don't know how it feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how it feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how it feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how it feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know.
Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The ISUPK, under Commanding General Yahana, presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026, in Houston, Texas. All Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person, ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under Commanding General Yahana. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and war like apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping.
I got big rank, you mad, get stained, work hard, then play, bad bitch, my taste, we vibe, we lay, you purple, you gay, you need tags, love fame, I'm on wall, not the same, for wrong, for wrong, I try to tell these motherfuckers time and time, for wrong, pussy ass, purple ass nigga, man, for wrong, nigga took one ass right. Niggas better get their weight up, you little body bitch. Worry about a damn pay cut, you little body bitch. I ain't worried about none of these niggas, little body bitch. You that scare rag, cow ass little body bitch. Had to fuck around, get my rank up, you little body bitch. And I'm pouring up, yeah, young nigga, and I'ma take a sip. Yeah, all these niggas run down, hate, but tell them zip it lip. You a dumb ass, scare ass boy, little body bitch. And I ain't worried about nothing, nigga, nah, I ain't worried about shit. I got more than one, so you know, nigga, don't reminisce. I spit flavors on these damn beats, niggas better catch a pitch. Never knew a goddamn man be scared to represent. When you a whole ass, dirt ass, little damn body ass nigga. Get body with it down scripture with your little body ass nigga. Nigga, I'm a true priest, true line, nigga, true Zion ass nigga. And you a little boy, a little bitch ass, little body ass nigga. Be rain, you mad, get stained, work hard, then play. Bad bitch, my taste, we vibe, we lay, you purple, you gay, you leech ass, love fame, one war, not the same, for wrong, for wrong, I tell them, nigga, for wrong, get your shit together, nigga, for wrong, work it. I'ma do this shit till I write, you little body bitch. I'ma judge your ass like your pot, you little body bitch. And I'm smooth with it, y'all the zock, you little body bitch. And I switch nigga on that thought, you little body bitch. And I'ma stay determined like the guys, you little body bitch. And I'm stone cold like a bond, you little body bitch. And I'm a warrior like that Gabar, you little body bitch. And my aim like that a zock, you little body bitch. Need a princess papa, you little body bitch. Or anyone down the slide, you little body bitch, yeah. I keep a couple straps in my ride, you little body bitch. Just in case anyone wanna die, cause I'm body bitch. I got be right, you mad, get stained, work hard, then play, bad bitch, details, love fame, one more, I say,
It's that time of year. We're going to be in Houston, Texas from April 1st to April 5th, celebrating the Lord's 57th annual Passover under Commanding General Yohana. Jam-packed, full of events, line dances, fishing, horseback riding, rides for the kids, bounce houses, and the annual lamb slaughter held at the BH Ranch. And it ain't no party like the all-black party, the annual all-black party. 14149 Player Street in Houston, Texas. You know it's going to be lit. All leading up to Saturday, April 4th, the Lord's 57th annual Passover. You still got time. Go to isupk.com to pay your Passover fee. 18 and over, $200. You do not want to miss the Lord's 57th annual Passover. Houston, Texas. Shalom.
Business moves fast. Your communication should too. Dialpad is the AI-powered platform built for better customer engagement. It's one platform.
Don't let your strongest muscle be your goddamn them Twitter fingers, nigga. Boss that nigga, man. Get your shit together, man. I'm overrated. So overrated. Overrated. So overrated, nigga. Coming on this bitch real fresh, bulletproof, high shoot, bitch, you better wear your vest. She try to get something off her chest, but the drip on her head made a mess. I'm a real piece of profit on this one, but nighttime sheet, I'm a beast. I'm like, here, eat it up, baby, eat. Here, eat it up, baby, eat. I walk with my pole like a pimp in the state that I got up a ton. I walk around with a lot of blaze, I lit a rip on it, yeah. Tonight it's a ride, I got a show, live show, and the niggas still indie. Hey, UPK niggas winning, UPK niggas gifted. Hey, I had a little money, but I lost a little money for that punk ass job. Now I'm getting paid off passion, so it's only right that I stunt. All the niggas wanna hate, frustrates on the face, boy, low wasting time. I don't hate being around broke minds, I motivate their ass and they grind. And that's a real ass leader, real ass nigga, 2G short in the flesh. And I'ma eat my plate so good, I'ma let a little bit while the dish. And I'ma beat down your block so rich, top off, you'll feel every leg. I went to another bitch house, cause that bitch ain't clean up the kitchen. And I ain't saying no names, give a goddamn shit, let that motherfucker learn. I left my phone unlocked, woke up, bitch had a damn chalkboard in front. Wanna know who it is, who the fuck is that bitch? I ain't telling no business. And I bought another motherfucking chopper, and that bitch came with some haters, but hey, I'm overrated. Pass overrated. I'm overrated. Pass overrated, nigga. I'm overrated. Pass overrated. I'm overrated. Pass overrated, nigga. I pass overrated. My money coming steady. I'ma rock up my good talk. Hey, the women looking good. Got them white cross. I was trying to see who got good talk. South Carolina, where them 5 thick women, they better know how to cook up. Hey, never take a bitch from scratch. That'll keep a nigga, yeah, on stop. I been in Atlanta with the hitters. Zone 6 rocking with a nigga. Had a nigga walk up to a G, but couldn't get past my security. Yeah, I go out, that's my dog already, and the police too official. Niggas in the world traumatized, trying to buy a trip off a nigga. But when keep the shows coming, keep these hoes running hill for a change, he'll fly. But I gotta keep my fly slide on me, cause these neck bitches lying. I'm in North Carolina, do a real big shit, I been got new ties. If you ain't round broke, boy, you tired. But me and my niggas, yeah, pass overrated. Pass overrated. Overrated. Pass overrated, nigga. Pass overrated. Pass overrated. Overrated. Pass overrated, nigga.
That's the Pass Overrated, man, mixtape. EP, whatever you want to call it. I'm feeding y'all more. Y'all run this shit up, man. Do this shit for the Lord, man. Pass Overrated, man. UPK Takalana, man. Chalk 2G. Come on, I see you, nigga. Come.
Hey, Shalom, Lord Christ. It's Officer 5000 Jeremiah, the camp leader of Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm here to invite you, Blacks, Hispanic, and Native American Indian people, to the ISUPK 57 Annual Passover, hosted by Commanding General Yohana, the leader of this nation, Saturday, April 4th, at the BH Ranch, Houston, Texas. Shalom. From Lashawan! From Lashawan! From Lashawan! Be there.
Yo, shalom, Yasharala, shalom, shalom. Stop up for the Friday Lashawan Qadash class. Yahweh Hashem Yashar Barak thumb to my brothers. Yahweh Shemal thumb by Hashem Yahweh Shah to the Akwa. Tonight is the Lashawan Qadash class, man. I'm Precinct Officer Gakawan from the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. We started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. Since 1969, we have been teaching the truth of the scriptures. We preach and teach the truth of the Bible, man. The water, sir. The water for that. What we teach is in the Universal School of Practical Knowledge, we teach that the black man, the Native Indian man, and the Hispanic man are the true chosen people of the Bible. We are the true Israelites, according to the scriptures, man. We're the true children of Israel. We are the real Jews, man, not the Jewish, not of the Jewish diaspora that is in the land of Israel right now. Those aren't the true Jews, man. Right. We prove that through scripture, man. Prophecy tells us that's not the true Jews, man. And the scriptures in these records in the Holy Bible proves that the Jewish man is not the original people. They are not the children, or they are not the tribes of Israel, man. And we just teach that, man. By us teaching who blacks, Native Indians, and Hispanics are, when we teach that, we teach our identity. And by us learning our identity, man, we can learn who we are, and we can learn who our enemies are, man. And by us learning who our enemies are, that allows us to move strategically. That allows us to not only keep our moral compass, and that moral compass is what leads us, man. And that moral compass leads us, and the Most High leads us through that moral compass. But that allows us to know how to strategically maneuver around our enemies, man. And we teach that the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. The oppressor is that serpent of old, the serpent that Adam and Eve encountered in the Garden of Eden, man. And that's who the enemy is. That is who our adversary is, man. And that's what we teach, man. We teach our identity, and we teach the identity of all the other nations, man. So with it being tonight's Lashawan Qadash class, right, we gonna get into the basics, man. This is a Lashawan Qadash class, man, for the beginner. This is Lashawan Qadash 101. What does Lashawan Qadash mean? Lashawan Qadash, Lashawan means tongue. Qadash means holy. We just get back to the basics, man. This is a elementary class, a rudimentary way of teaching, and we're just getting to the basics, man, the beginning, man. With that being said, man, what does Lashawan Qadash mean, man? We got the holy tongue. So what we gonna do tonight is we're gonna go over the alphabets. We're gonna go over a lot of different names of different nations. We're gonna go over the 12 tribes, the nations of Israel. We're gonna go over that as well. And also we're gonna touch on some of the history, man. There's a lot of history out here, man, that a lot of people aren't privy to. And it's not their fault. It's just a matter of a lot of people not being a lot of people aren't in contact with a lot of sources, man. They haven't, it's a lot of sources out here that a lot of people haven't seen. We're gonna bring out a lot of sources, man. Some of the sources we're gonna bring out this book right here, From Babylon to Timbuktu. That gives a very deep understanding, man, of who we are. It gives a good historical, if you will, it gives a good historical basis of our people as a nation. So we're gonna get into this book. We're gonna get into some of the history of what the Hebrew language has become today and how the Jewish man supposedly revitalized or basically brought back the Hebrew language, man. The Hebrew language has never truly been lost, but the Hebrew man will allow you to believe that, and he gave you a supplement, or he gave you a different type of the original Hebrew language. We're gonna get into that as well, man. Right. So what you see back here, we got the alphabets. Where does the term alphabet come from? The term alphabet comes from the Hebrew language. It comes from the Hebrew alphabet. It comes from the first two letters of the Hebrew alphabet. When you get the term alpha and bet, it comes from the A and the Ba, the Aleph and the Bayaf. That's where alphabet comes from. Literally every language that we come in contact, every language that is being spoken today is based and rooted out of the Hebrew language. The Hebrew language is the building blocks of all language, man. The Hebrew language is the foundation and the cornerstone of all language. And we're going to prove that too as well. We can find that in the book that I just brought up. We're going to read a few pages after that as well. So where do you get the term alphabet from? Alphabet comes from the A and the Ba. Alphabet. Aleph, Bayah. So first we're gonna go over the alphabets. After we go over the alphabets, we're gonna get into a little bit of the history of the alphabet. So up top, what you see right here up top is the Paleo Hebrew. The Paleo Hebrew is a pictorial. It is a pictorial character. It's a pictorial character script. Every letter that you see up here is with our ancestors. They made a language out of things that they saw. So when you see each character in the Paleo, it comes from a pictorial base. So when you see the A is basically a pictorial script or a pictorial character of the Aleph. Aleph is the cow. When our ancestors seen cows, and when they came up with the first letter in the alphabet, the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet, they based it off of a cow, which is Aleph in Hebrew. But we'll get into that. Let's just get into the letters first. We're gonna read them out. It's the Paleo top. Paleo is the ancient Hebrew. The bottom is the Assyrian Hebrew. The Assyrian Hebrew language, or the Assyrian Hebrew text, is where we got that after we came out of the Assyrian captivity. That's when the language changed. Not even the language. That's when the characters changed into what we have down here. And this is more of a modern Hebrew or contemporary Hebrew. You see this in the Hebrew text. You can see this text actually in the Dead Sea Scrolls. The Dead Sea Scrolls is where that's basically the basis of the scriptures. That's the basis of every Bible. Every Bible is translated from the Dead Sea Scrolls. But that's the beginning of where we get it. And that's the first Hebrew basis of the Hebrew language or whatever. But first we're gonna get into the Paleo. What we have up here, we have the A, we have the Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Ta, Za, Kwa, Rashata. So how we can remember saying that, normally what we do is in here, man, as us being a soulful people, us being a rhythmic people, we put a rhythm to it. We put a cadence to the alphabets. Everything is based off of a cadence. So everything is based off of a rhythm. That's how we learn. That's how we keep the repetition, man. When you think about jingles on commercials, and when you think about music, all of our kids, they can rap a rap song to you word for word. It's because of the cadence. It's because of the rhythm. It's because of the repetition and continuously saying words and hearing words. And that's how we learn as a people. We learn from repetition not only, but we also learn from rhythms. Rhythms helps you get a better remembrance of what we learn. So normally what we do with these letters right here, put a cadence to it. So the cadence we use in Atlanta, man, we use this cadence right here. We're gonna do it like this. We do Abagada Hawaza Kataya Kalamana Sa'aipa Tazakwa Rashata. We do a little rhythm to it. We do a little faster, but don't keep it slow for the beginners because this is a beginner's class, specifically for the beginners, man. We're gonna keep it very elementary, man. So I'm gonna keep it slow, but I'm gonna still keep the same cadence, man. So the more you say it, which is in repetition, the more it'll grow with you and the more it'll stay with you, man. So we do it like this. Abagada Hawaza Kataya Kalamana Sa'aipa Tazakwa Rashata. Quick little cadence. We'll do it one more time. For the people in the back that ain't catch it. Abagada Hawaza Kataya Kalamana Sa'aipa Tazakwa Rashata. Hey, Jude. So come say it with me, man. Can you say it with me one time? You gonna say it with me? What we got? Abagada Hawaza Kataya Kalamana Sa'aipa Tazakwa Rashata. Right. Come on, do it the right way. Good job, man. Good job. That's a 5-year-old, man. 5-year-olds or just children, they learn from repetition, man. Right. And it's just like the regular alphabet, man. When you think about the alphabet song, like we all learned as children, or like children learn today. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. It's a cadence to it. It's a rhythm to it. And when you put a song to it, it not only fortifies how you can remember it, and it fortifies your learning in it. It also helps just with the repetition. When the more you hear it with that rhythm, that helps us learn. It helps us to internalize it, man. So the more we do it, the more we get to we keep it. The more you use it, what's the saying go? If you don't use it, you lose it. Right. The more we use it, the more we keep it with us, man. That's the more it comes with us. So up top is the paleo. Paleo means ancient. That's a pictorial writing that we had in the ancient times. That's what our ancestors used in the ancient days. They said Hebrew was being used up until 1000 BC or something like that, or some in that area or whatever. But the ancient, that's the ancient. This at the bottom is the Assyrian Hebrew. It's more of a contemporary. It's more of a modern way of writing the Hebrew. And this is what we got after we came out of captivity, because in our captivity, we picked up a lot of not only the writings, but a lot of the language of the people we was in captivity with. But we still kept our language, but the writing did evolve into a different thing. And that just came from us being in captivity. Good. So at the bottom, it looks totally different. This is what you'll see when you get in your blue letter book and when you get in your Strong's Concordance, that exhaustive concordance. You're gonna see this when you see the Hebrew. You will not see this. As a matter of fact, let me see if y'all can I might pop that up too a little bit later. In this book, it also gives us the Paleo Hebrew as well. I may bring it up a little later, but that also, I don't know if y'all can see that. What's up? It might be.
Does it have shadow?
So right there is the paleo, and it also gives us a chart of the different languages that are very similar and associated with the Hebrew. The Hebrew language is very closely associated with the Canaanite Phoenician alphabet. The Canaanite Phoenician alphabet is very closely associated with the Hebrew. The reason being, our ancestors, they inhabited the land of Canaan. That is the promised land that Joshua and them inhabited after, Moses brought them along, into that area. Joshua and Caleb were the ones to inhabit it. They were the ones to inherit that. Moses didn't get to go into the promised land. We're going to touch on that in a minute too. Long story short, the bottom row, that is the Assyrian. We got the Ba, Gada, Hawaza, Kataya, Kalamana, Sa'aipa, Tazaqua, Rashata. That's the modern Hebrew. That is the modern way of writing it, and that came from the Assyrian captivity. Right. So, we got down on the paleo, we got down on the Assyrian. Let's get into some of this history, man. The history, man. We're gonna get into the history of the paleo, which was a pictorial symbol type of character writing. That's how our people wrote in the ancient times. Wrote a pictorial way, and then at the bottom was the Assyrian, man. Let's get into some. Matter of fact, we'll get into the history, but we'll get into the history after this scripture right here. We'll read this verse right here, which we're gonna get into the book of Jeremiah, and this is gonna set the basis for this class, and it's gonna set the basis of it's gonna set the basis of the importance of sticking to the basics, of sticking to the old ways, of sticking to what originally our ancestors got into, and the weight of sticking to what our ancestors were, how our ancestors spoke, and the way our ancestors conducted themselves the right way, of course, in accordance with the law, in accordance with the scriptures, because the reason we're in captivity today. We in captivity today because our ancestors sinned time and time again. That's why we is in America. That's why we are in debt. That's why we have to pay bills. That's why we are not in rulership. That's why none of our people, some of our people may be in politics, but none of our people call the shots or have anything to do with the direction of where this nation goes. Our people are not in control of the nation, man. And it's because our ancestors sinned. At one point in time in history, our ancestors were definitely in leadership and our ancestors were definitely in rulership. They called the shots, but now we are under an oppressor. We are in captivity today. We are under a United States occupation, if you will. The same type of an occupation that Christ was in when they were under the Roman occupation. The sons and daughters of Rome are the creators of America, and we're in that same captivity because our ancestors sinned, man. So this scripture that I'm about to bring out in Jeremiah is going to hark on the importance of getting back to the fundamentals, man. We getting back to the fundamentals, man. I used to play ball, man. Fundamentals in there is everything. Fundamentals is what's going to teach you the basis of anything you want to be taught. That's the basis of basketball. It's going to teach you how to play ball. The fundamentals of these scriptures is going to give you the basics of what we need to get back to, man. So Jeremiah, we're going to get into the book of Jeremiah, chapter 6 and verse 16. It's going to lay the foundation for the night. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 6 and verse 16. Thus saith the Lord, thus saith the Most High God, thus saith Yahweh. Whenever you see the word Lord in these scriptures, Lord in all caps, that is a replacement for the tetragrammaton. The tetragrammaton is the 4-letter word that we use to say the Lord's name. You see that the word Lord in all caps, the Lord, that is the 4 letters of the Lord's name. You see the YHWH. Lord is Yahweh. You got the Yah, the Ha, the Wah, and the Ha. Yahweh, that's the Lord's name. So whenever you see the Lord, that is his name. When we see that in the scriptures, we see that in the book of Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 16. So thus saith the Lord, man. The Lord is saying this. This is the Lord's word right here. Stand ye in the ways and see and ask for the old paths. Stand ye in the ways, man. That means stand in that means there's multiple ways that we will be standing in. There's multiple options you can take. There's multiple options we have till this day, man. We stand in the ways. That's a plural word, man. So when you stand in those ways, man, you have to see, you have to look. It's like standing in the crossroads or standing in the middle of an intersection on the street. When you standing in that way, you have multiple ways you can go. You can go in multiple directions. In a crosswalk or in a crossway, in a crossroads, you have at least 4 ways you can go. You can go straight, you can go left, you can go right, or you can go back. So when you're standing in those ways, and I'm just using the crosswalk as an example, when you're standing in that way, you have to see, man. You have to look. You have to observe where you can go. You could be looking in any direction, but you have to observe first before you even make a move. You got to know where you're going. When you're coming up to an intersection, before we had GPS, me and my partners, we had MapQuest. And this was back in the day. We had MapQuest. We used to go out. Like me and my partners, we had, we would print off the sheets of MapQuest, man. So we would actually have to look at the directions on a sheet of paper when we was going somewhere that we didn't know where we was going. Luckily, man, today it's a new world, man. You got GPS, you got your phone. Niggas got the GPS on the phone. We got the GPS in the car. All the above, man. But back in the day, we had to use MapQuest. So we literally had to look at every street we was coming across. And when we was passing in that way, we had to look all ways for us to know the right direction we had to go, man. So that's what's being said right here. Thus saith the Lord, stand in the ways. You're going to stand in the ways where you have multiple options and you can make multiple decisions. It says see. That means observe the options you can make. It means make this is off of judgment. Make a wise decision when you're standing in those ways. It says see. Ask for the old paths, man. How do you ask for the old paths? You ask for them old paths by talking to the men above you, or you holler at brothers and you get in counsel, man. And when you get in counsel, that is why that's wisdom that you would get, man. And by you getting that wisdom, you ask for the old ways. And in that multitude of counsel, or in that wisdom of counsel, when you ask for the old ways, you get direction. You get direction on which way you need to go. That gives you direction on where you need to go to get to your destination, man. Because your destination should be the kingdom of heaven, man. And that should be everybody's objective, man, to get to the kingdom of heaven, man. So what you got to do is, man, you got to find some brothers that got wisdom. You got to find some brothers that know the old path. What is the old path, man? The old path is the way that our ancestors used to take. The old path is the right way, is the right side, is going in the right direction, man. And our ancestors that took the right path, those are the old ways or the old paths that you should be asking for. And by us talking about the old path is Paleo Hebrew. The old path is our original language. The old path is it's even the Assyrian. It's older than the path that we reading now when we're reading this English. We need to get back to the foundation. We got to get back to the fundamentals, man. So we ask for those old paths, man, so we can have direction on how to get to our destination. So that's what we do. We ask for the old paths. Where is the good way? The good way is in the old paths. The good way is in this Paleo Hebrew. The good way is in the Assyrian Hebrew. So when you read these scriptures and when you read these old records, then you can truly understand what they're saying. You're not going off of these different translations and these different transliterations that you don't even know if it's a thought for thought translation or a word for word translation. Right. That's a problem. When you're reading your NIV and you're reading your ESV and it's 80,000 translations. That's your problem. You don't know what you're reading, and you don't know if what you're reading is a transliteration, a translation. You don't know if it's a thought for thought translation. You don't know if it's a word for word translation. So that's the problem with most of us, because when I first started reading the script, I was reading what seemed like it was easier to read but the translations that seem easier to read, they're easy to read for a reason, or seems like they're easy to read for a reason, because it's not actually a word for word translation. It's a thought for thought translation. The most thought for thought translations will lead you into the new path. It's a new translation because it's leading you into the new ways. It's leading you in the bad way, which isn't the good way. So we ask for the old path, and we ask, where's the good way? And walk therein. The scripture tells you to walk into the old path, man. Walk into this Paleo Hebrew. Walk into this Assyrian Hebrew. Walk into the ways that our ancestors took. The right ways, because our ancestors took some wrong ways too. They should have been reading Jeremiah, but we have to walk into the right ways, on the right side. And that's what we need to be doing, man. Walk therein. Walk in the good way. And ye shall find rest for your soul. So right there, man.
Right.
You want to find rest, man. Most of us are spinning our wheels out here, man. Most of us is working, man. I work a lot, God damn it. Yeah, excuse me, I work a lot, man. And
Right.
and I think I'm getting ahead, man. But I mean, I'm able to pay my bills, man. You know, hey, Barakatah Yahweh Yahweh Shah, man. I'm able to survive out here, man. But that's what we all doing. We all living to survive, man. We ain't out here living and flourishing. We ain't out here living we're not out here living in the economic position or the economic stance that the oppressors living in. We out here living to survive, man.
Right.
So we spinning our wheels, man. We ain't resting, man. We out here stressing. Most people I know I stress sometimes, but I don't stress as much, man, because I know that I'm in the truth, and I know that the Most High God is going to provide when I find that old way, and when I search the old ways, because that's what that's what we do in the ISUBK, man, under Commander General Yohana. We search the old way, we find the old paths, and by us doing that, we walk in those old paths, and then we find rest, man. So I don't have the same restless nights I used to have, but most people, man, they are not resting out here. Most people can't sleep peacefully. Most people can't look in the mirror peacefully. Most people can't get out here and maneuver and move around peacefully, man, because they have not looked out, or they have not searched out the old ways. And that's a big problem, man. The scriptures, everything that we need, every piece of information, every answer is all in these scriptures, man. It's all in this Bible, man. You can find everything you need because your identity is in there, man. Yes. The Most High knows who you are. The Most High knows what you need. So by you finding out who you are, you can get back into this is your constitution. You get back into your constitution, then you can find the old ways, man, of how you're supposed to conduct yourself, man. Then you'll find rest, man. Most of us don't have rest because we're not looking into the old ways. So once we do find the old ways and we find the old path, we walk therein, the Most High will give you rest. He will give your soul rest. But they said, we will not walk therein. Who is that, man? It's your Christian church. Going to church on Sunday. That's brothers and sisters getting into these crystals. That's brothers and sisters out here popping these pills and smoking that gas. That's brothers and sisters out here celebrating Valentine's Day that just happened a couple weeks ago. As brothers and sisters out here celebrating Easter, or what you call Easter. Most brothers and sisters don't even know that the actual term Easter, you can only find that word actually literally like one time in the scriptures, Easter. But the term Easter actually means Pesach. The term Easter means Passover. But everybody else is celebrating the he is risen and it's all about him, but they letting their kids run out and pick Easter eggs and talk about Easter bunnies and stuff. That's not getting into the old ways, man. That's you saying you're not going to walk therein. That's you saying that, oh man, we ain't got to celebrate. We ain't got to follow the feast days. What we got to do that for, man? That's old, man. That's the Old Testament, man. What do we have to even read the Old Testament for, man? It's about Paul and them, man.
Right.
Paul and them. What are we talking about, man? That is old stuff, man. The law that is Moses' law, and Moses is old, man. We ain't talking about that, man. That ain't Moses' law. It's the Most High. It's the Most High God's law. That's you walking in the old ways. That's you saying We will not walk therein. We will not regard the Old Testament. We will not regard the old records, which Christ regarded, by the way. You know, Christ definitely regarded the old ways. Paul most certainly regarded the old ways, but everybody likes to cherry pick different, different verses, and they like to come up with their own conclusion of these cherry pick verses without even reading the context, man. But that's you saying you will not walk therein. You will not walk in the old ways. The Old Testament is done away with. The old law is done away with. That's you not walking in the ways, man. That's why you don't have rest. That's why restlessness knocks at your door daily. Also I said, oh yeah, that's it. That's but yeah, basically, man, we gotta get out here. We have to look at the different ways. And by us seeing the different paths and seeing the different ways, we're just observing. You can't be out here walking blind. You gotta know what's going on around you. When you know what's going on around you, then you can make a wise decision to walk in the old ways that our ancestors walk in. So by us doing that, man, by us walking in the old ways, by us getting into the old fundamental, then the old foundation of our people, we'll get rest, man. And what we do every Friday, we get rest by getting into this Lashawan Qadash, man. When we can get into the original language, we can get into the Paleo Hebrew, we get into the Assyrian Hebrew, we find rest, man. We find rest in by us getting into the old ways, man. We find rest in knowing that the scriptures that we're reading, because we normally read the King James version of the Bible, we get rest in knowing that the King James Bible is a word for word translation of the scriptures. So we get rest by knowing what we are reading in that King James Bible is the actual scriptures. It is the closest translation, or it is the closest word for word understanding of these scriptures, understanding of our scriptures, man. And King James actually got a lot of slack, man, for sanctioning the translation of the scriptures, man. King James, the Roman Catholic Church did not want King James to translate these scriptures, man. And that's why they put a whole bunch of, they sent out a whole bunch of smear campaigns on King James, man. They made King James out to be a homosexual, man. They made King James out to be a devil worshiper, a witchcraft practicer. They made King James out to be an evil brother when King James was a Jacobite. We got brothers in the school that have visited the castles of King James, man, and they have witnessed and they've taken pictures of the writings on the walls, the writings above the doors, the writings on the different parts of this castle. And it says King James Jacobite. So King James not only knew who he was, King James sanctioned the translation of the Bible for a reason. He sanctioned the translation of the Bible so everybody, not even everybody, so his people would be able to understand it in large. Around the time of King James, when there was no English translation, the Bible was the only translation that was a translation in Latin. Let me know if I'm tripping or not. I believe he had to translate it like it was in Latin, and only the Roman Catholic Church was able to read it. Most people in the masses and most people in the populace was unable to read the Bible at the time. So King James sanctioned the translation of it, so his people in large could get an understanding of it. His people in large could read it.
Right.
So that's one of the reasons why King James translated that. But yeah, we just getting that scripture, man. We gonna get into the history of it, man. What's the history of the new or the modern Hebrew language? Let's look up some of that, man. We gonna look up online. If y'all, whoever's online, I didn't get a chance to do the shout outs. I ain't look at the comments. Let's see. Shoot on the comments. Like me.
I got you.
So watch, sir. But online, if y'all get a chance, look up this name right here. Eliezer ben Yehuda. Eleazar ben Yehuda, man. Look him up, man. He is very important on understanding the new Hebrew that we have out now. The modern day Hebrew that's spoken out there in Israel by them Jewish cats, you know, them the so-called Jews of today, the Israelis, Eleazar ben Yehuda is the reason why they speak the language they speak. Eleazar ben Yehuda, ben meaning bond, ben means son of, Yehuda meaning Judah. That ben Yehuda, that's modern day Hebrew, or that's a modern day pronunciation of the actual Hebrew, and that comes from this cat named Eleazar. Man, we're gonna look him up. Eleazar ben Yehuda. We're gonna look up what Wiki has to say about this guy. We got Elder Charles in the building. Yo, shalom. Yeah, how about you, man? Appreciate it for checking in, man. You always check in strong. Appreciate that, my brother. Black Mike in the building, man. You stay consistent too. Appreciate that, Black Mike. Out there in Iowa, man. Appreciate it for always checking in. You know, you a solid brother, man. You and Elder Charles checking in all the time. So we appreciate that. I don't want you. How about you, man? Sir. Yeah, appreciate that check-in, sir. Don't sound cry. I don't know. We just seen, sis. Yeah, Hashma. Alatamba Hashim was shot, sis. Appreciate that check-in. The water for that. The mighty priest right there. Priest, man. Appreciate that check-in, Isaiah. Much the water, man. Much appreciated. Come on. The water, sir. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna check out the founder or the forefather of the modern day Hebrew. Or this foolishness we call Hebrew. Let's look him up real quick. Eleazar ben Yehuda. Dude said Ben Yehuda, Ban Yehawada. He said he the son of Judah. That's a goddamn lie. Eleazar ben Yehuda. So Eleazar ben Yehuda. Let's read what Wiki has to say about this Russian. He's originally from Russia. His Hey, Most High Christ. Yo, the water for that check-in, Kaya and Pashkaya. Appreciate it, other one. The water for the check-in, brother. So we know Eleazar ben Yehuda. He was a Russian, a Jewish linguist, a lexicographer, and journalist who immigrated to Jerusalem in 1881. Remember that date right there, 1881. So this Eleazar ben Yehuda was a Russian, probably Ukrainian, but a Russian. Ukraine was a part of Russia back then. Ukraine literally is Russia. That's why they're fighting over Ukraine today, because Ukraine is property of Russia. Russia just getting their kids back, man. And that's where most of these modern day Israelis come from. They come from the Ukraine. But Eleazar ben Yehuda, journalist, immigrated to Jerusalem in 1881 when the Ottoman Empire ruled it. That's something to remember too. The Ottoman Empire was in control of Jerusalem at the time of 1881. He is renowned as a lexicographer of the first Hebrew dictionary. So this cat right here, man, this devil right here, Eleazar ben Yehuda, is the forefather of the Hebrew dictionary, which he forefathered the revitalization of the Hebrew language. The Hebrew language they speak today, that's been revitalized, that they call Hebrew, how they pronounce certain words, and how they all these new terms, all these new contemporary terms that have been added to the Hebrew language. You can thank this cat right here. You can thank this devil Eleazar ben Yehuda for the translation or for the creation of the new Hebrew language. The new Hebrew language is a language that consists of, it's French. I would say it's a combination of French, German, Yiddish, and what else is in there? Russian. A lot of the Slavic foundational linguistic basis is what created the Hebrew language, man. So we got French, we got German, we got Russian, we got Yiddish. All of that is what the new or the modern, the contemporary Hebrew is comprised of. It's all comprised of those four languages. Those four languages made the new Hebrew language because the modern day Hebrews or the modern day Israelis, they come from these different nations. They come from France. They come from Germany. They come from Russia. Like Eleazar ben Yehuda came from Russia. Eleazar ben Yehuda's parents were Russians that converted to Judaism. They converted to, and we're going to read that also in here too as well. So this guy right here, he is renowned as the lexicographer of the first Hebrew dictionary and also the editor of Jerusalem-based Hazbi, one of the first Hebrew newspapers published. Blase, blase. Ben Yehuda was the primary driving force behind the revival of the Hebrew language. He was the primary driving force that revived the modern day Hebrew language, man. So thank this guy right here, man. This guy that's Russian. He created that. Let's get into his early life, man, and education. So this guy, he was born in Lusky, which is Russia, of the Russian Empire. His native language was Yiddish. What is Yiddish, man? Yiddish is a Judeo-German language, man. Yiddish literally is what it. It's funny how it's so closely incorporated with Russian. It's so closely incorporated with Germany. It's a bastardized language that these cats over here, these devils over here, they created, man. When they converted to Judaism, they created these different languages. And Yiddish is one of them. Let's read up the, we're going to get on the foundation of Yiddish because that Yiddish is one of the main languages that the modern day Hebrew language is based out of. Yiddish, historically, is Judeo-German or Jewish German. It's a West Germanic language historically spoken by Ashkenazi Jews. Who are the Ashkenazi Jews? I don't know if everybody or if anybody knows the term Ashkenazi or the name Ashkenazi is actually biblical. We can find that in the scriptures. We can find that in our biblical records. You can find that in the Bible. You get a chance to look it up. Ashkenaz was the grandson of, was it Japheth? It's like I think Ashkenazi was the grandson of Japheth. Japheth, right? Yeah. Japheth, Japheth. Yeah. Shalakia. Ashkenazi. So it's mighty it's weird and it's strange that these particular so-called Jews or Jewish people would coin that name Ashkenazi and call themselves Ashkenazi Jews, because it's almost like you're blending and you're mixing different tribes. Why would y'all even come up with the name Ashkenazi and call yourselves Jews? I'll give you a concept. It's because Esau and Amalek got real close. They was mixing tribes with Japheth, with the tribes of Japheth. They were mixing tribes with the Japhetic tribes. And that's how Esau or Amalek became Ashkenazi or got the name Ashkenazi Jews, man. They always held on to their lineage, or not even their lineage. They held on to their history, man. And that's why Ashkenazi is the type of Jew these people are, man. That's a Japhetic name. Look in the scriptures, man. You see that's the grandson of Japheth, and that became a tribe. The Japhetic people became a whole line of people, man. You look up the Japhetic people, man. I believe the Japhetic people are actually like the Pacific Islanders, the Hawaiians, all those people in the Pacifics, man. The Macedonian, the Macedonians. Damn right, sir. Those are who the Japhetic tribes became, or who they are today. Like the Japhetic tribes didn't just die off; they're still a people today, and that's who Esau began to mix with. Esau and Amalek. Well, Amalek is the son of, or the grandson of Esau, and he mixed with these different people, man. And lo and behold, these people, they kept the name, man. They kept their history. They kept their they kept their lineage, man, and they kept it through that name, man. So they showing, they giving props to who they really are, man. So that's another reason that we know these people are imposters and these people are fakes, man. So this language, which was Yiddish, was spoken by Ashkenazi Jews. It originated in the Holy Roman Empire during the Middle Ages and provided the nascent of Ashkenazi community with the vernacular based high on German, fused with many elements taken from Hebrew. So the Yiddish language it's a bastard language that came, the Ashkenazis, they created it. It has Germanic origins, and they fused it with the Hebrew language, man. So saying all that to say, this is the original language that your boy Eleazar ben Yehuda spoke. He originally spoke, his native tongue was Yiddish. He attended a Jewish elementary, and blah, 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 blah. We can get into all of that. That's how, this is basically the basis of this guy, man. And this is his early origins, man. He went to rabbinic schools. He went to a bunch of nonsense, and that's how he learned the stuff that he did learn, and that's how he was able to create the modern Hebrew that we learn today. That's how he was able to speak the Yiddish, how he was able to combine that Yiddish with the German language, how he was able to combine the German language with the French language. He culminated all those different languages, and he created the modern day Hebrew, which is a bastard tongue, and is just a totally a bastardized language, man, if you will. So Ben Yehuda is the reason why modern day Hebrew is even spoken. He was coined with revising. He was coined with reviving that language, man. So you could thank him. That's the modern. A lot of that modern Hebrew also, the difference between modern Hebrew and the difference between ancient Hebrew, modern Hebrew is spoken with vowel points. It's spoken with vowel rules. That's like how we have the English language and how you have any modern language. It's spoken with vowel points. It's spoken with vowel rules. The difference between ancient Hebrew and modern Hebrew, ancient Hebrew had no vowel rules. Ancient Hebrew literally was a consonantal language. Ancient Hebrew was literally just used with consonants. All of the ancient Hebrew language was, I'm not going to say all of it, or all of the letters normally ended in Oz. And a lot of different nations called the ancient Hebrew language a barbaric language. They coined it and they related it to the barbarians because it was a bunch of Ahs, Mas, Gods. Everything ended in an Ah except for one of the letters. Actually, it's 21 letters. It's 22 letters in total of the Hebrew language. 21 of them end in an Ah. One letter ends in an I. Go figure, man. That's I don't know if y'all want to. That's something that you can take and put in your back pocket. That's just an interesting point of the Paleo and the ancient Hebrew. Majority of it ends with the I, and that's why they call it a barbaric language. One of those letters end with the I. We didn't use vowels. We didn't use the vowel rules. It was totally consonants, man. Everything is a Abba, Gada, Hawaza, Barak. Different words, man. Shammai, Yashala, Yahweh, Allahayanawa, Yahweh Akkad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one. When you would hear it in the ancient times, these different languages call that barbarianism, man, because there's no vowel points, man. And that's just how the ancient was spoken, man. When it was revitalized to this modern day Hebrew, it was revived with vowel points. And that's why when you read the modern Hebrew in your blue letter book, and whenever you read that Hebrew in your Strong's Concordance, the blue letter Bible on your phone is literally the app version of the Strong's Concordance. When you read that Hebrew, when you read it, you will see the vowel points in it. You'll see the dots up under certain letters. You'll see the dots up under certain words. You might see a few dashes in there. You might see some characters added to certain words when you're reading it in the Hebrew. We can thank we're not going to thank Eleazar ben Yehuda. We could thank him for creating the language that's spoken, But when you get those vowel points and those vowel sounds, we could thank the Masoretes, man. And the Masoretes were basically the scribes in, was it 9th century? They were the scribes from what, 6th century to the 9th century, and they were coined for the Masoretic text. They were coined for even creating the vowel sounds and it was really to appease the different nations, man, that they were kind of joining with, or that was even getting a hold of our records. They were appeasing these nations because these nations use these vowel rules. These nations use those vowel points. Also, a word you guys can look up is Madres Lecciones, man. Madres Lecciones is that's the basis of why every language uses vowel points, man. Y'all can look that up when you get a chance. But long story short, the Masoretes, man, we can coin them to giving the vowel points to the Hebrew that's spoken in the Hebrew that's read today, when the ancient Hebrew had no vowel points. The Masoretes, it said, or the Masoretes, which were in the 8th century, they developed that system. They developed the dots, the dashes, which is called the Nakud. And the Nakud is what represented that. That term Masorete, that term Masoret. Am I saying it right, sir?
Yeah.
I'm back. I'm butchering it over here. Salakia, sir. But yeah, Masoret. It comes from the term Masora, which means tradition. The Masoretic text is the traditional text, let them call it. They came up with the Aleppo Codex, which was what was that, 8th century, 925 CE. And they came up with the Leningrad Codex, which is 1009 CE. These are the oldest complete authoritative sources for the Hebrew Bible. So the Masoretes, those are the Masoretic texts, man. And those Masoretic texts started the whole vowel system, started the whole vowel rules in Hebrew, or they introduced it to Hebrew, man. So it would be more palatable for other nations, man. And that's where a lot of the BS started, man. They made it more palatable for the enemy. They made it more palatable for these devils, man, to be able to understand our records, man. And that's a major point why in the Lashawan Qadash, man, we get back to the origin, we get back to the traditions, we get back to the fundamentals and the rudiments of our language, man. We get away from them vowels, man. We get back to the consonants, man, and we get back to our words. Yeah, let's pop it open. I ain't even popped it open yet. Let's get into this book right here. From Babylon to Timbuktu. In this book, we'll find where the original Hebrew came from, what the original Hebrew was closely associated with, and what a lot of people, you'll hear some cats that seem slightly studied. They'll say that the original Hebrew is really that's really an African language. That's the original Hebrew is really the Phoenicians, when that could not be more farther from the truth. The original Hebrews were not Phoenicians. They just closely inhabited land that was closely to the Phoenicians, or closely to the Canaanites. Who are the Phoenicians? The Phoenicians are the Sidonians. Who are the Sidonians? You had the Sidonians, and you had the Sidonians were that was Sidon was a son of Canaan, and I think it was not the Tyrians. It was the Sidonians. Well, long story short, the Sidonians is who became the Phoenicians. You could read that in this book as well. Yes. Oh yeah, it was Tyre. It was Tyre and the Sidonians, man. So we're gonna read from Babylon Timbuktu. We're gonna get into. We can read some of the 27 page. We'll get into some of that. So you hear a lot of people who are somewhat studied. They'll say that the original Hebrew language is actually Phoenician, which it actually isn't. It's just super close because they inhabited the land very closely, man. And the Canaanite Phoenician language, the Phoenicians, they lived in the land like right next to Canaan. They lived basically in Canaan. And Canaan was the land that Joshua and Caleb inhabited when Moses found that land. He found the promised land. The Most High God said that this is the land that you guys will inhabit it. They went to war for it, and then they inherited that land after going to war. They ain't just it wasn't like it was given to them. They went to war for it. So they were living very close to these different nations. So of course, when you're living close to different nations, you're going to have a very similar dialect. And that very similar dialect, most people will say that the Hebrew language is literally the Canaanite Phoenician language, but it actually is not. We're going to get to... Okay, we can go to page 28. So this is page 28 of the book From Babylon to Timbuktu. The Phoenicians spoke a Hamitic Shemitic language. The Phoenicians spoke a Hamitic Shemitic language, so closely allied to the Hebrew that Phoenician and Hebrew, though different dialects, may practically be regarded as the same language. They were so closely, allied in very close land masses that they spoke a very similar language. And most people will regard these two languages as the same. So when you see our Paleo Hebrew and you see ancient Phoenician, it literally looks exactly the same. And that goes back to like the picture that I showed you. This is a chart. It's a very small chart. You might not be able to see much of it, but in that chart, let's see if I can get it close. In that chart, you'll see the ancient Hebrew in there, and you see the ancient Phoenician. The ancient Phoenician and the Hebrew looks almost identical. I don't know if y'all can see the different names in that chart. Long story short, it's almost identical. It looks exactly the same. So you would think most people would say that it's the same, but that's people who might need to just study a little more, just get a little bit more in depth with the history, man. Do a little deeper of a dive. You would understand that the Hebrews not only inhabited that land of Canaan after they conquered it, but they lived very closely. Like Abraham, where he came from, his people came from Sumer. His people came from, Ur in the Chaldees. Ur in the Chaldees is Sumeria. What is Sumeria? Sumeria was Babylon. What was Babylon? Babylon came from Nimrod. Babylon is only called Babylon because of the Tower of Babel. The Tower of Babel was a major it was a major thing that happened in history that caused those people to call that land that they inhabited, that land where the Tower of Babel happened, they called it Babylon. That's where Babylon comes from, the Tower of Babel. Babel means confusion. That's when the Lord confused those people and spread the nations. The people that still lived in that particular landmass started calling it Babylon, and those were the inhabitants of Nimrod. Long story short, where do we get Phoenicia? Phoenicia comes from the Canaanites. Nimrod was Canaan's son. Where do you get Phoenicia? Phoenicia was Nimrod's son, which are the Sidonians. Nimrod had two sons. He had more. I mean, I'm sure he had more sons, but the two sons that we coined was Sidon and Tyre, and that's where you get Phoenicia. So long story short, the Phoenician language is very closely associated with the Hebrew language because the Hebrews or Abraham's people came from that area. Abraham came from Ur in the Chaldees, which was basically Babylon, which was basically Phoenicia, and that's why the two languages are very closely associated. So boom, we're gonna skip a few sentences. Hebrew has its origins in the Canaanite language. When Abraham came from the region of Babylon into the land of Canaan, he found the Canaanite language similar to his own. Abraham communicated very well with the inhabitants of the new land. These were very closely associated lands and very closely associated peoples. So he communicated very well because the language is basically the same. It was just a different accent. We'll say that. Adopted the Canaanite. All right, Abraham communicated very well with the inhabitants of the new land. Adopted the Canaanite language, made certain modifications, and it became known as Hebrew. The Hebrew language was very similar to the Canaanite, says the Bible Dictionary. That says not the Strong's, but that says the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, man. We can see that these are very closely associated languages, man, and they're very closely associated languages because these were very closely associated people. Let's skip a page. Let's get over here. The English alphabet derived from two ancient black nations. The English alphabet derived from two ancient black nations. The Phoenician Canaanite alphabet and the Hebrew. So we know that the English alphabet was derived from the Hebrew, man. It was derived from that phonetic or Phoenician Canaanite alphabet, which was basically Hebrew, man. The Phoenicians had a powerful navy when the Phoenicians traded with the Greeks. So this is kind of how this is how the devil or the oppressor even got an alphabet. The oppressor never had an alphabet all the way back to the Greeks before there was a Rome. They didn't have an alphabet. They got that out. They didn't get that alphabet from Egypt. A lot of people say that they went to Egypt and learned everything they knew. They learned some things from Egypt, but they didn't get the alphabet from Egypt. They got their alphabet from the Phoenicians and from the Hebrew language. That's because at the time when the Phoenicians traded with the Greeks didn't have an alphabet, and as a result, they adopted the Phoenician alphabet in order to transact business. So in order for them to transact and for them to make deals, in order for them to do business with these Phoenicians, man, they had to adopt their alphabet. They had to adopt some of the language, man. They had to take some of that, and that's where they sponged it from, man. Ain't nothing original, man, in the oppressor's culture. The oppressor has no culture because it all comes from us, man. It all comes from Blacks, Native Indians, and Hispanics, man. So with that, the Black Phoenician also gave a system of weights. Blase gets a lot more deeper into that. Long story short, that just gives us a history on the Hebrew language. It gives us a history on the paleo. It gives us a history on where it came from. A history on what is closely associated with. Let's see, do I want to get into? Yeah, that's it on the language. It's a lot deeper, man. There's a lot of jewels in this book, man. Whoever's out there, man, this is a book that you need in your wheelhouse. It's a book that you need to add to your repertoire. That's when we got more history in there. Let's say we get to some of these nations, man. Let's get to some of these nations. And then we'll touch on we'll get on a little bit more history in here as well. But let's get to the nations. The nations of Israel. Get to the 12 tribes. Actually, we might do the sight words. Like that one. You think that's why if I do the sight words and then we did the last Friday, man?
No, brother. Hey, the more the merrier.
Come on. You get us familiar with these sight words. Yes, Lockie. All right. Let's get on this paleo, man. We're going to take it back to the old ways. We're going to take it back to the old paths. Old ways and the old paths is the paleo, the ancient. That works. Okay. So we're gonna get on sight words, man. We're gonna start with the alphabet. A good little background on the history. Let's start with the Ah. Ah. Ah is for Allah. Allah. Allah is cow. I like how you explained. I was looking at your class, so man. You said when we look at the cow, that's like us looking down at the head.
Right.
versus looking at the side.
Right.
You look down at the head, and that's the horns, which is a bull, technically. But yeah, odds for a lot, man. When you're looking down, that's what our people seen when they look down at the head of a cow. It's basically the head of a cow. So a lot, which is for cow. Also, when you hear a lot for alawap actually means 1,000 in Hebrew. Because when they counted, we was a herd, or we dealt with a lot of livestock. Our ancestors dealt with plenty of livestock, and how they counted it by the thousands. Or at least when it came to cows. So a lot also means 1,000. So I for a lot. We got ba. Ba is it's the ba. Ba is for baya. Ba is baya. Baya is tent. Judah. What does it say right here? You read my writing? You can't read my writing? What does that say then? Ba ya. Baya means good job. Don't be scared to say it. I know you got it. You scared? Baya is tent, man. When you see that, you see what our ancestors seen as a tent, man. When you see that, like the top of a tent and that hook at the bottom, that's probably what they anchored the tent down with, man. So like when that strong wind come through, it don't blow your house down. You got that tent right here. So this is a pictorial understanding of a tent. I think that should be a little more sharp right there. A little more. Boom. Tent. Baya. Next, we got the guy. Got that guy. My handwriting's terrible, so I can nothing above me. My handwriting be hurting. Might have my one coming right a little bit for me.
Get it go.
I'm asleep.
Get it go.
So God is for Gamal. What's Gamal, man? Gamal is like Kamal, camel, Gamal. Judah, what did it say? Huh? So what? Gamal. And Gamal means, what does it say? Camel. Good job. Gamal means camel, man. Good job. So Gamal, camel. And you see that that guy? A lot of people like to call it. It look like a cane, but that's like the hump of the camel. The hump of the camel. So my ancestors, when they came up with the Ga, they came up with Ga for Gamal, which means camel, camel's hump. Next, we got it's probably the most commonly seen letter in Israel. Got that Da. Da is for the La. Da is for the La. The La means Door. The La. La for door. On the door of the tent. When you look at it, it almost looks like the top of the tent. It's just a little bit more slit. It's a little bit more pointy right here. That's the door of the tent. The door look like that, like a teepee or something like that. The Indian brothers used to make them teepees. That's your door. When you see that too, just for the sake of it, you see that right there, the da, and the da is what gives us the shield of the king, man. Shield of our former King David, man. That's a shield. When you get the da and the da, that was David's signature. That was his signet. That was how he would seal stamps. That's how he would seal correspondences. That's how he would seal messages that were sent out. That was his royal stamp, and that stamp is actually his name. It's just like a signature. That stamp, and that it was his name. So you got the da, and you have the da. David's name in Hebrew is Da. Da. Wa, what does wa mean? Wa means and. You have the da and the da. So da is how you spell David's name. So this is how you write. This is how you write David's name, basically. And this is how he wrote it. And this is what you would see on different seals, or you would see on you would see that signet on a ring, or you see that signet on jewelry. That was how they identified themselves as the house of David. You would see that shield of David, and that's how the house of David identified themselves. The house of David identified itself by the name of David, and they would put that seal and put that signet on different things. So we got da for the lock, which is door. We got the ha. We got that ha. Wa, ha. The ha for Hana. That ha is for Hana. Hana. So I'm spelling that right. The ha is for Hana. Hana means here. Like we here. What does it say? What's that right there? Here.
Heel. Okay.
Hana.
Hana heel.
Hana means here. Good job. Good job. Hana means here, man. We got the wa. Wa is for wow. Wow. Wa is for wa or wow. Wow. Wow means hook. That wow means hook because that wa was like a fish hook. That's the type of hook they would hunt. That's not hunt with. That's the type of hook they would fish with. So that wa is a hook for the fish hook. Wa is a hook for the fish hook. We got za. Za is where that Z comes from in that alphabetic language. In that alphabetic language. In the English language. We got the za. So the Z, the za, the Z we have in the alphabet comes from the za in the Hebrew. The Zah ain't the Zah that y'all boys, you know, ain't the Zah that you thinking about.
Right.
we ain't smoking nobody in here. We ain't smoking no Zah in here. But the Zah is for Zion. Zion. What did I say?
Zion.
What?
I mean, Zion.
No, you said it. What does it mean? It means what? What does that say? Good job. What does Zion mean? Zion means
weapon.
Weapon. Because the Zah looked like a weapon that was used back in the day. Like a almost like a looked like one of them especially them karate weapons from back in the day.
Yeah.
Right. So the Zah, Zion. You've heard that word Zion before. We have a general in the school, man.
A sword is a weapon.
A sword is a weapon. Good job, man. Great job. Good job, man. Sword is a weapon. So Zion, this is what our ancestors seen. What our ancestors seen, they had weapons like this. It was like a sword, but it was a weapon that had like a sword on both ends. It's almost like those weapons that the Chinaman used, but the Chinaman got everything he knew from us anyway. But there was a sword on each side.
But the sword, but the sword like over here like this one, and
on both sides.
You spin it.
See, this weapon right here. Look, this weapon right here. That was a weapon that they would spin, and that was a sword. It was a knife or some type of a blade on each end. And that's what Zion is. Like I said, we have a general named Hazayan, General Hazayan, man, a mighty man in Israel, man. General Hazayan, man. That's where his name comes from. It means the weapon. When you add the Ha in front of the Zion, the Ha means the. So, you know, that's not a suffix, but you know, that means the weapon. So where we get the Zah from, we got the Zion. Zion means weapon.
Zion means weapon.
Zion does mean weapon. Next, what's the next letter in the alphabet? What's this? What's that?
I don't know.
Ka.
Oh, ka.
Ka.
Oh, that's ka.
Oh my handwriting is sloppy. Got that I think I should have wrote in this one. Got that doctor's handwriting, man. That kaya, or not kaya. Ka is for kawama. Kawama means fence. Kawama means fence. So when I first seen the ka, I thought that looked like a ladder. Or I attributed it to a ladder. But our ancestors attributed that to a fence. And that's what kawama means. Kawama. Read it real quick. What does that say? Huh? No. Huh? Kawama. Ma.
So what kawama mean? What kawama mean?
Kawama means fence.
Hey, wait that.
Means fence. That's it. Means fence. It's about that. Judah. We'll go out there. Yeah. Don't call mommy and Spence.
That scares me.
Huh?
That's good.
That's good. We got the car. Next, go with the tie. Next, we're gonna go with the tie. So we can get with this one. This one about that. Ta is for the word Tana'a. Ta is for Tana'a. Tana'a means basket.
Daddy, after we leave this, can I be good to call the PJ and I been so walking? If that is a great idea?
That's a great idea.
Oh yes.
You ever seen this letter before right here?
No,
One right there.
hey, wait.
The ta. You get a little
Hey,
closer.
Hey, wait.
We got the ta.
Hey, wait.
There
Hey,
you
hey,
go. Oh, we're gonna go over that. We're gonna go over that. We're going over this right now.
hey,
We got the
talk.
ta.
Talk.
That is for.
Hey, Daddy. Daddy.
Oh, look, ta. What is ta for?
Ta means
Ta, na, ah, tana, ah. Tana, means basket. Because when you look at that, the ta in the paleo, the ta was associated with the bottom of a basket, like a weave basket or like a straw basket, a basket that had like it was stitched at the bottom or weaved at the bottom. That's what our ancestors seen. They seen when they looked in the bottom of a basket that held certain things, like that. And that's like the weaving of it.
Daddy.
And that was the easiest way that they could I guess pictured a basket, or the easiest way they could draw a basket. Tana is a basket. Tana basket. So we got next is Ya. Come down. Yeah. Next we got Ya. Next we got Ya. Ya is for Yad. Yad. What does Yad mean? Yad is hand. They say Yad look like the scary movie hand. You know, that's our ancestors. They associated that the hand and they drew it out like that. That was the easiest way to chisel out stone and write that Yad or the Yad. Yad is the hand, right? Like that.
I would say so. That's what it looked like to me.
Well, look like a scary movie hand and shit. Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm talking about. That's the the Yad. Yad is hand. Like the dinosaur hand or something.
Like that one. Like this.
Con out of one con. Dang it, it looks like we about at the Salakia. We all about at the time. We got a few more. We're gonna do a part 2 for the rest of it. We are at a time where we do have to shut it off. We're at the Yad. We are about halfway through. When we come back, we're gonna get the second half of these sight words, man. These sight words are very important to remember. These sight words are very important to go over because it's just like a child that is learning the English language. When a child learns the English language, like when I taught my son the English alphabet, or when I taught him how to write, or when I taught him how to say certain letters, we associated those letters with words, and those words were the sight words. Like A is for apple, blase blase. B is for ball. C is for car. D is for door. All the above. So when we associate when we associate these words with these letters, that allows us and that helps us to understand and to remember these letters and these words, that allows us to be able to pick up these words easier, that allows us to be able to not only learn the letters, we learn words in conjunction with the letters, man. So it's very important to get the sight words of the Hebrew, man. Get the sight words of your native tongue, man. And with that being said, man, this is the first half of the sight words. Very important. It's an elementary lesson. This is the first half. The next one we're gonna do a part 2, man, where we can get the part 2 of the second half of our alphabets. 22 letters in there. I think we went over 11.
Yeah, 10.
Went over 10. We got 12 more, man. So on the next, part 2, we're gonna go over the second half of our sight words, man. Appreciate everybody for checking in class, man. The water to all the brothers, the water to all the sisters. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Brakatham to my brothers. Yahweh Shamar Alatham Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai to my sisters. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Getting some of this history, getting some of these good sources, man. Some of these good, man. Y'all need to get on this now. Y'all need to check this book out, man. It's a good one right here. I got a bunch more. It's the only one I brought today. We keep that in the school from Babylon to Timbuktu. That is a book that is in the repertoire. So if y'all was to come up to 3353 Glenwood Road, Shalaki. Glenwood Ave is the next intersection. That's the next way. When you get in that intersection, don't look for the ways. Keep going straight. Yeah, on Glenwood, y'all come in here, man. Y'all will find this book in the repertoire, man. We have that along with other books, man. So it's a good thing that I got to bring out some of the history, bring out some of these sources that we go over, some of the sources that we read, to have the information that we have, man. Appreciate y'all for coming through, getting the history. Appreciate y'all for coming through and getting the first half of the sight words, man. So Salaki, I'm gonna pass the class over to the mighty priest and prophet, the Pashrab.
Heavy class. Wonderful history. All right. This is the ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe, which is a commandment. The book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Ma'ashara means 10th in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming Holy Convocation, we have the Feast of Purim. That is this coming Monday for the opening and Tuesday for the closing. Come right here to 3353 Glenwood Road, and you'll witness a glorious show of brotherhood, sisterhood, of just food and family fun and things of that nature. Come drink with your brothers, come eat with your brothers, come check us out at 3353 Glenwood Road in Decatur, Georgia.
Right.
If a new brother wants to join the school or wants to be a trooper in the school, he must start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, we'll give one courtesy salute to the brothers, men of Israel, Amijam Shabbat, Amijam Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Barakatah. What we said to you in the English is, may the Lord bless you in the name of Christ. Yad Yamatat means hands down. We'll give one courtesy salute to the sisters, men of Israel, Amijam Shabbat, Amijam Barak, Yahweh Shamar Hashem Yahweh Shai. What we just said to you in the English is, may the Lord watch over you in the name of Christ. Yad Yamata means hands down, class dismissed.
That's right.
That's right.
Daddy, can I leave now? I think go to Kyle Peter's house and bring a SWAT game.
Hey, Shalom, Lord Christ. It's Officer 5000 Jeremiah, the camp leader of Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm here to invite you, Blacks, Hispanic, and Native American Indian people, to the ISUPK 57 Annual Passover, hosted by Commanding General Yohana, the leader of this nation, Saturday, April 4th, at the BH Ranch, Houston, Texas. Shalom. Be there.